Are you actually ugly, or are you just sabotaging your own beauty without even realizing it? There are 12 silent habits that you probably do every single day that work against your attractiveness. And if you're constantly creating a new glow up plan every other Sunday, but you still look the exact same, this is why. The good news is that stops today, because in this video, I'm exposing all 12 hidden habits that are quietly making you look worse, and fixing them requires zero effort. These are simple swaps that make an instant difference in how you look and how others perceive you. The first one is bad posture and just being energetically closed off. Bad posture instantly makes you look less confident, therefore making you look less attractive, because your entire frame, aka your body, collapses inward. Your shoulders are rounded inward. Your neck is shortened, and everything about you is just closed off, and your natural confidence completely disappears from your silhouette before people even see your face. So they can't even decide if you're looking good or not, because all they're seeing is bad posture and being energetically closed off. Having tense shoulders and crossing your arms and just looking down and shortening your neck without even trying, like it's just happening as a result of being closed off, are signaling to people subconsciously that you are guarded and insecure, even if you don't feel that way. They are picking up on your entire energy and that nonverbal communication that is signaling confidence or insecurity. And that insecurity, when picked up by somebody else's subconscious, instantly makes you less attractive. And another thing about bad posture is it actually affects your breathing, and your breathing affects the way that you speak and the way your voice carries. So if your posture is bad, your breathing is bad, therefore your voice is sounding a little shaky and unsure, and that right there is also signaling to people, this girl is unsure of herself, which decreases your attractiveness. And like I keep saying in all of my videos, your body communicates way faster than your words do. People literally are forming impressions of you within under a second, and bad posture is ruining that first impression immediately. It's very hard to come back from a bad impression that is given via nonverbal communication. The way you're carrying yourself, your body, your posture says way more about who you are and who you think you are internally than your words would ever. Number 2 is probably the most important takeaway from this entire video. If you're gonna take one thing away, let it be this point: your negative self-talk. Your cells are listening to everything you think about yourself, the way you speak about yourself, and they are writing those things down and giving you more of it. The way you talk about yourself shows up in your face, in your physical appearance. Remember that our bodies are made of 70% water. That is why when people tell me that their bad genetics are the reason why they're so ugly, I don't even listen to them. It's literally like going in one ear and out the other for me, because you can shift the way you look by talking to your cells in a different way, in a positive way. Your genetics have nothing to do with it. Yes, they might give you the structure and maybe give you a little, foundational piece, but a lot of that is malleable. And if you just talk to yourself in the way you want to look, in the way you want to be perceived, your cells will restructure themselves to match that. I will link the studies below that talk about this. I go into a little bit more detail and explain it scientifically, so you don't think I'm just making this up. Your negative self-talk is making your jaw so much tighter. It's putting tension and stress on your jaw. Your face is asymmetrical because one side of your face is stressed and under tension. Release that tension, and that is all coming from the way you're speaking about yourself. Negative self-talk is literal poison for your body. Every time you say something negative about yourself, you are poisoning yourself. I mentioned this in a previous video. Your mind, your body does not know the difference between what is real and what is imagined. So the way you are talking to yourself is literally having a physiological response on your body. You tell your nervous system, you look this, you look that, you're adding stress to your cells. By the way you talk to yourself, your cortisol is getting spiked. While your face is puffy, you have dark circles, your skin doesn't look the best, because it is coming out physically. It has to go somewhere, right? It's all energy. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It has to be transmuted. And when it's negative energy, it's coming out in the way you look. This is where the whole concept of boyfriend air comes from. Or when you're in a really toxic relationship, it is physically seen on you. You look dull, you look tired, you look like the life has been sucked out of you because your body is in constant fight or flight, all over time becoming your identity and who you are. Your identity is not just your inner world and a mental game. It is also mirrored through the way you look, your eyes, your posture, your skin, and everything else physically. And that takes me to point number 3, which sort of goes off of the second point, and that is stress and high cortisol. So high cortisol happens when we are stressed, and that's obvious, okay, duh. But you can actively be putting yourself in a stress response when you do high impact workouts. High impact workouts like high interval intensity training, HIIT workouts, are very, very intense, like F45 circuit workouts. They're very good. You know, you can do them once in a while, but consistently doing them and having that be your number one form of exercise as a woman, especially, is putting you in the fast lane for chronic inflammation and chronic stress levels. So starting to reduce the amount of high impact workouts you're doing is amazing to reduce that high inflammation and that high cortisol. Now, when it comes to just general stress in your life, why do most people fail at managing their stress? Because most people think they have to completely eliminate stress altogether. That is not true. You do not need to have a perfect life in order to be stress-free. You just need to learn how to regulate and manage the stress properly in ways that benefit you. These are nervous system skills. That is the way you manage your stress. No matter how much you are in your feminine energy and your life is really soft, you are always going to have some form of stress. So having these skills in your life completely transform the way you look, because now your cortisol is at a nice even keel, it's at a nice baseline, and that cortisol just being reduced just even a little bit will dramatically change the way you look, because your cortisol is responsible for your sleep, for your inflammation, your hormones, your digestion, your facial structure is all affected by your cortisol. So just reducing it will literally change your beauty altogether. And if you can bring it down to a real nice level, your beauty will thank you. Because even when you are chronically stressed out, your body starts to hold that stress and it starts to create a lot of muscle tension, a lot of stiffness, a lot of tightness. You see it in your jaw. It starts to, if you have like chronic stress, you might suffer from TMJ, and one side of your face is working overtime. There's a lot of stress and tension there. So it's pulling your face that way, causing asymmetry. There's puffiness, there's acne, there's just so much. That is the root of high cortisol, aka chronic stress and chronic fight or flight. Let me leave you with this. A pretty face cannot survive a stressed out nervous system. It can't. You could be the most beautiful girl in the world, but your system is stressed out, your nervous system is begging for some safety. You are not going to look your best. You are not optimizing for your best self. You will be able to see it in that beautiful girl. She'll have dark circles, her hair will be dull, her skin will be jacked up. And this also affects your energy. Your energy will just feel rushed and chaotic and just very, very out of sorts. People will feel that. So managing your stress, if you cannot eliminate it fully, which no one will ever be able to, is so important for the way you look. Number 4 is bad sleep. If you do not have a sleep schedule right now in 2025, you need to get your life together. Having a sleep schedule is so important. I have a literal sleep routine, right? This is called sleep hygiene in my world. We have spiritual hygiene, we have energetic hygiene, we need sleep hygiene. You can't just be going on with your evening and then whacking yourself into bed and then going straight to bed. Your system needs to have this sort of decompression time, which also helps with the nervous system regulation and reducing that stress right before you go to bed. You're lowering your cortisol levels right before you go to bed with a nice, calming sleep routine. Remember, when you're sleeping, your body is doing a lot of work. You're sleeping consciously, right? Like you're in dreamland. Your body is working overtime. That's when it's working at its hardest and at its, most highest level. So if you're not optimizing for your best sleep, it can't run the functions it needs to in order to wake you up looking your best. Your lymphatic system will not drain properly at night, leading you to wake up looking more puffy. Now, it's okay, obviously, if you have a few bad nights of sleep. I sometimes suffer with insomnia right around my cycle, but it's important that you're understanding that this is all consistently building up. It's all a long-term game, right? Like a couple bad nights of sleep not gonna harm you. They might, but it's not gonna make you look like a corpse, like a zombie. If you have a couple late nights, if you go out on the weekends, whatever, and you sleep a little bit later, that is okay. This is a consistently long-term thing that is going to end up showing on your face, in your body. Even, not getting good sleep stresses you out, which leads to, all a bit of a dysfunction in the hormone levels, which the hormones are responsible for the way your skin looks. You might have irritation, your skin barrier gets damaged, you get acne. Sleep really does affect all of these things. Now, I'm not saying it happens overnight. It's a gradual thing. You will just look at yourself and you're like, I don't look like myself. Like, what's going on? Have you ever looked in the mirror and you're like, something's off about me? I'm just gradually getting uglier and uglier, but I'm not doing anything different. It's most likely your sleep hygiene. Your body is probably not functioning overnight and doing the things it needs to do to make you look your best. And that's probably been a consistently long-term thing. So making sure you got a sleep schedule. Let me know if you want me to do a full sort of video on building this schedule. Leave that down in the comments. I also have a bunch of protocols for sleep, for travel, for your period, for morning routines, nighttime routines. It's called the Life Protocols Bundle, which you can grab down below in the description box. It'll be linked there. Number 5 is eating like a child. There are so many people still who don't understand what they put into their body is directly getting reflected outward. It's input, output, okay? If you're eating chicken tenders and fries and ranch and all of these very, very processed, highly inflammatory, you are going to see it in your physical appearance. You cannot be having dino chicken nuggets for dinner with fries every single night using the air fryer. That is also putting you on the fast lane to look your ugliest. So having processed foods is okay once in a while, but if it is your primary diet, like all you have in your house is chips, candy, chocolate, processed freezer foods, refined oils, sugar, what do you think's gonna happen? You're not gonna look good. This is how I used to eat in university, and I felt my worst. So it's not even that it shows up in your physical appearance, it shows up mentally. Like, you feel disgusting when you eat like this 24/7. You cannot argue with me on that. You feel disgusting, which naturally makes you look in the mirror and say you look disgusting, which is poisoning yourself, going back to point number 2. It's all a vicious cycle. Making sure you are eating very good foods 80% of the time is going to be a lifesaver, okay? It is literally actually going to be a lifesaver. That is not just, something cute to say. It will save your life. Your internal health is mirrored externally. Number 6 is basic hygiene. Pretty girls are not doing anything extreme. They are doing small things consistently. They are doing the basic things consistently. Having zero basic hygiene isn't about being dirty per se. It's about neglecting the small little things, like the small little habits daily that make you look more refined and more polished. Not washing your makeup brushes leads to bacteria and you're putting those on your skin. It's leading to breakouts. Not washing your hair regularly, like skipping regular wash days, leads to a buildup on your scalp, causing you to not have that hair growth that you want to see, leads to dullness, leads to dryness, looking lifeless. Not exfoliating your body leads to rough, textured, dry, dull looking skin, like all over. Not having a consistent skincare routine that is optimizing for your specific skin type. You're not doing 15,000 products, but you're not doing nothing at all. You have a nice happy medium where you have that consistency in the way you look after your skin. Not brushing your tongue leads to a lot of buildup, and this is a huge thing in an Indian household. We are born with this tongue scraper. We're gifted it the moment we are born because it is such a huge thing for oral hygiene. Making sure you don't have that yellow, white fuzz on your tongue, okay? You need to get that sorted. Making sure your nails are kept. I mean, I can't speak right now because I'm in between manicures, but making sure your nails are polished and they're clean. There's no dirt underneath your nails. There's no hangnails. There's no dry cuticles. These are all just very basic things that will take you to the next level. Making sure your toes are nice and clean, making sure you're not having all this buildup of callus on your feet. Those people that look really good, like, you know, those women, I think this was a trend like a couple of years ago, where the girl looks really put together, like her makeup looks really good, but then you get a little closer and her tongue's fuzzy, right? There's a lot of buildup there. There's a lot of ear wax. The ears aren't clean. There's a little bit of a smell coming off of her. Her nails are very unpolished. Like everything's just looking a little bit unrefined when you get a little bit closer. That perfect makeup look, that perfect outfit will not make a dent in the way you're perceived and your overall attractiveness if these little basic things are not done. And I know with hygiene, it's very important that we're not shaming anybody because it's not something that is taught in some households. Like some women only learn about these things when they get to an adult age where they've figured it out for themselves. Some women are blessed, myself included, with mothers who show them that, hey, you know, you need to make sure that these things are in order. So it's all a learning curve. Just make sure you have your basics down when it comes to hygiene. Just because something is trending does not mean it's gonna look good on you. I had to say it. Number 8 is following fashion trends that do not suit you. Okay, this one might sound harsh, but there are so many people who are wearing things that look trendy or are trending that literally are making them look awful. It doesn't work on you. I'm not hating. I'm a victim of this, okay? This is what my eyebrows used to look like when I was following the brow lamination trend. I looked like Groucho Marx. This was not a trend for Vikita, but I wanted to participate. I was like, that's gonna make me look beautiful because she looks beautiful with them. So it's gonna obviously have the same effect. No, I looked scary, okay? It looked like I put my hand in an electrical socket and got blown up. Now I do nice thinner eyebrows because I already have bigger features and I have a smaller face. So now if I have everything super, super large on my face, on a small face, it just was way too overpowering for me. So this comes down to knowing your face shape, knowing your features, knowing your body type so that you're wearing clothes that fit you, that hug you, that accentuate your specific body type rather than make you look like you're drowning, making you look shorter than you are, making you look fatter than you are, making you look skinnier. You have to make sure that you look at yourself and you know your exact sculpture, like what you were born into this world with and what you are working with, and then optimizing for that. So learning how to do your makeup for your face shape, for your features, learning your skin tone, your undertones, so you're wearing colors that don't wash you out. Look at color analysis. There are so many beautiful women not wearing their colors, and then as soon as they start wearing their colors, they start wearing their makeup that matches that color palette, they look 10 times hotter. They look 10 times prettier and better because they're optimizing for their specific package. And adding to this point, even having the wrong skincare routine for you can be very detrimental. And that might sound dramatic, but having good skin is very, very important, and it just level of refinement of you to a next level. And I know, and again, I'm not hating because I struggled with acne the last 5 years, and after ditching all the trends, ditching the tretinoin and knowing what works for my skin, I completely cleared my acne. And if you want to watch that video, you can watch it right here. And I mentioned in that video that you have to have a skincare routine that works for you. I know some people cannot avoid acne. I was one of those people for the last 5 years. It was so draining to try and figure out the solution and have that lack of confidence because your skin drastically decreases or increases your confidence based on what it looks like. When you are covered in acne and texture, you don't feel your best because you know people are looking at it. And it does affect the way people perceive you because for some reason acne has this taboo that it puts you in this category of like, oh, you're just dirty, right? And it's just acne is something some people cannot help. That was one of my things. That was something I experienced, but I promise you, having a proper skincare routine for you and what works for you and your skin will seriously help the situation. Like your skin might not be perfectly clear and smooth and poreless, but it will be the best skin for you. Does that make sense? Like it will be your best skin. It might not be somebody else's best skin, but it will be your best skin. And that's all you can ask for is just giving yourself the ability to reach 10 out of 10 in all areas, your physical appearance included. So now you can see that beauty is not this mysterious thing that only some people have because they have good genetics. It's mostly the result of tiny, tiny habits that you do consistently every single day. The quiet ones that you do without even thinking. And once you start shifting even just a few of the ones I mentioned in this video, you will notice how much better you look. You will notice that you're being responded to in a very different way because your energy energy has shifted as a result of changing these little habits that are very sneaky. And none of what we talked about today requires more energy, more effort, more money, more time. They're just redirecting the habits you already do to a zone that is beneficial to you instead of harming you and working against you. If you want to keep going after this video and not just change your appearance, actually change the identity that comes with the appearance, because both go hand in hand, then I definitely recommend checking out this video, how to reprogram your subconscious mind very, very fast. Because if you want your glow up to last, you have to first shift who you believe you are and the potential you have. So I will see you over there.